Here we go again. It's been a longish day, but it'll still be quite a while. The while will pass like no time though. Temperature outside is 8.5 degrees centigrade, and we have frequent April showers. Quite pleasant. I'm here near the board game place again for board games. I was last here a week ago. Uh, I'm growing more and more concerned with the executive dysfunction with the next thing handing in, which is deadline Friday. Especially as I have courses every day till then, and outside of courses, I still have other commitments I'm trying to honour. They're more honourable commitments than gains, but I don't care for gains, so it's for fun, really. Which means, well, first off, Friday I got to hand that in. Currently, I'm doing inventory for the place I done my internship at. Just because is acting in good faith. I'm not allowed to earn money, otherwise I'd take money, I'd bill them, but I'm not allowed to make money, so I'm not going to be doing that. If, then I have to declare it and I'll get less money from the government, which there is no point in really. It's a load of bureaucracy that I don't want to have to deal with. A fun little anecdote. A while back, almost a week, probably best part of a week, I was driving home, and on my way through town in general, there's always one or two fixed speed traps. Everyone knows about them because they're permanently there. I drive pretty much the speed limit permanently. I get to it rather quickly, and I stay at it. In recent past, my desensitization has been reverted. I'm resensitized, so my personal tolerance to speed limit is basically 5% or 3 kilometers per hour. Round it down. And that's like the absolute limit. At that point, I stop the gas and or brake. So, meh. I've been having fun driving, as one do. I mean, today I done what, 2.5 hours of town roads. First going to my place of internship, then going uni from there going home, and from home coming here, and from here I will go home again. Each of these drives is best part of an hour, to be fair, just because it's a big fucking city. I'm quite okay with that. Other subject, just because it's on my mind. I started growing a plant from a seed because it's been legal since the 1st of April, this kind of plant, to grow in this country. And I believe my impatience got the better of me, and I might have killed it. I thought it weren't growing, or the dirt was shit. So today I wanted to do an exploratory repot. Was not a wise idea because it was growing, in fact. So I might have killed it. We'll find out, I guess. Good news is if I didn't kill it, it'll grow. And other good news, if I did kill it, is 2 days ago I put another seed in some water for it to sprout, which means in approximately 28 hours that should be proper sprouted and ready to plant. If the current one die or not. One is allowed up to 3 plants, so I'm not too fussed about it, I guess. It's kind of a shame, but my impatience got the better of me. Ho ho. With uni, I still haven't had 2 of the courses. I'll have one tomorrow and one day after tomorrow. Oh, I still haven't had 3 courses for uni. Haha. I'll have one tomorrow, one Thursday, one Friday. That's going to be fun. And I don't yet know what workload they expect, but just on paper, for the next 4 weeks, we have 400 to 600 hours of workload to be expected on paper. Luckily, at least one of the tutors I have thus far had is rather cool and tolerant and aren't too fussed about the on paper bits. They say as long as we care to actually make an effort, they'll notice. Don't have to sit there for hours at a time, which is pleasant. As I'm talking about uni, related subject, but only tangentially, I have managed to finally apply for my disability accommodation. I had applied approximately a year ago. It had been granted, but only till October, with the German equivalent of speedy recovery, which in my opinion sounds more warm felt, which is gute Besserung, good recovery. In the email signature, the thing is, I applied for my disability accommodation due to being autistic, and I most certainly was born autistic, and I guaranteed will die autistic. There is no recovering from being autistic. It's not my fault you aren't autistic. Yeah, it's funny how that works. I've come to realise this here meta level, it's quite the catalogue I've built of just me sitting in my car, smoking, eating, drinking, and talking to myself. I believe we're at the point where 2 days non-stop, 24/2, not 24/7, 2 days non-stop, 24/2, one could not watch my entire catalogue, which is quite the surprise, because to me it just passes, it's just a bit here and there and adds up quite a lot. It's probably more than 50 hours by now. I don't actually know, but it's probably close to 40, but still. I mean, most of these are approximately half an hour, some are shorter, admittedly, and I've done over 100 of them, so ballpark, 2 days. That's a lot of stuff. I probably repeated myself really a lot in that time, as one would. Yeah. I'm here for board games again because, first off, I liked it last time. Second off, it's not too bad economically. For just the board games, if one don't eat or drink nothing, is €2 an hour per player. And that is with a maximum of 5 paid hours. After 5, you've paid for the day. So theoretically, we could be here till closing, and all I'll have to pay is 5 hours. Because day is not by calendar day, is by opening day. But I suspect they close sometime around midnight, so I wouldn't actually know. But the playing itself kind of cost less than a tenner. Overall, it'll be more expensive than Film Club, which is odd because I'm not getting as much out of it as Film Club, but still, well, that's not fair to say, to be fair. I'm happy in the moment of board gaming. It's not an investment in my future or anything. It's straightforward living in the moment. At least last week it was, and that was real fun. That was rock solid. That's why I'm here again. Even though I should probably get some sleep. At least tomorrow I'll be in home office, which means I can spend the morning in limbo. Have my lesson, and after the lesson, hopefully write this shit up without executive dysfunction. Yeah, I'll believe it when I see it, I mean, I don't even have to write much up. I've written it up already. I just have to assemble it. Because 20 minutes work once I start. The problem is starting with executive dysfunction and all. There's less than half an hour workload. It's probably 20 minutes or less. I just have to get around to starting it. Yesterday I decided I was way too tired, so I just went straight to bed. Yeah, today is Tuesday, and today, I then braided some wax lace, some laced wax. No, waxed lace. This stuff here. Just because it seemed appealing. Oh, and with my gardening ventures, I guess is what one would call them, I've now properly affixed my fan to my box for it. I guess sometime I'll show some pictures or so, I don't know. Perhaps one day I'll just sit in my bathroom with my grow box there. But I finally attached the fan proper. For now it's just been attached with some Screws abused as dowels and tape. That worked okay, but it weren't no permanent solution. So today I spent the whole €5 it took, which bought me way more than I needed, to buy some metric 4 standard M4 threaded rod and nuts and washers. And it's kind of crazy that I'm buying fastening materials, but the ones I own are on the other side of the country. So here I am, spending money on something I have a lot of. Then again, I do not have any metrics. So it would have been like number 8 in American standards. Which I do not have any threaded rod off, to be fair. Then again, bolts would have done the job as well. At that length with that diameter, you couldn't get screws. All thread, that'd be a special order item. Machine screws, there we go. Just to not confuse people with self-tappers also. To confuse you people. Let me take a thumbnail, there we go. Yeah. In the world of fastness, a screw's all thread and the bolt have a non-threaded section, in case you hadn't known. And screw lengths are measured without the head, besides countersunk screws, which are measured with the head, because the head is sunk. I don't know how one would measure something like a countersunk button head, but I highly suspect those are either measured with the entire head, or more likely the countersunk portion of the head. I don't actually know that. That's the crazy thing, I should look that up, you know. Odds are I will. Then again, it's the kind of stuff that's difficult to look up, because where do you find the search terms? I mean, how do you measure a button head countersunk screw? I don't know. Perhaps. Identifying button head countersunk screws. DIN 9344, I'm not actually sure on this. It's pure speculation. I have some memory of that. I believe that's Phillips countersunk button heads. I don't actually know the DIN though. That's just rough speculation with my visual memory, which is pretty BS, to be fair. Midday tomorrow, well, not midday, but afternoon tomorrow, it'll be the deadline for the briefs for my course I had yesterday, which is quite the bummer, because I won't even have had all the courses, so I'll have to ballpark my workload for other courses and adjust to that, or I just do the minimum viable, which is seeming more and more likely, because if a tutor wants self-given metrics or volume of work before I've had all the courses of the semester, or the module even, I highly suspect the minimum viable is what I want to be doing. I'll probably manage, shouldn't be too bad, but nah. I mean, the minimum viable is of actual work, not executive dysfunctioning, probably about 3 hours shooting, including posts. And this might sound arrogant, it probably do, but I believe it to be true. I'm good enough at this shit that the tutor will be happy with 3 hours of work. I mean, the runtime is 3 minutes, so I'd have, 2,000, 6,000% the runtime to work it through. So I could watch the whole thing 60 times, assuming I don't have to shoot it. Realistically, I'd really like something with a proper shooting day, but it's less likely to happen, because hell, I got other deadlines, and even if we take the lower end of the working of the to be expected workload of 400 hours in the next 4 weeks, that's still 100 hours a week. That's 2.5 full-time jobs. I'm a full-time student, no mistake in that, but full-time for me is a 40-hour work week. and 100 hours is not quite viable. I'll probably have to apply for postponement of deadlines, assuming not all tutors are willing to themselves. Thus far, I believe they'd mostly be open for it, but we'll see. It could be 550 to 725 hours of workload. I'm not actually sure. Depend on how many courses I have. I'm not actually 100% on that. I will manage. For more than one course, it's only my semester of my course of studies, which is one other person and me. That other person is tendentially late by more than half an hour. I've reached a point where I'm just telling tutors, oh yeah, don't expect him to be here soon. Feel free to start without him. He's not going to show soon. Which is predicting behaviour based on a pattern. And at this point, there is no denying the pattern, so meh. I mean, they are fully aware of it themselves, but they don't care enough. They sold their broom, which is a language joke that doesn't work in just English. You have to be in a bilingual English-German context for it to work. Because in German, a broom is a Besen, but the verb of to brush is kehren, which is similar enough in sound to care that it's a potential word joke. It usually is a very dad humoury, flat word joke, but that's my kind of humour, man. And I don't make jokes for others, so there you go. If you find it funny, it's just a bonus for you. My jokes are also very heavy on repetition. My jokes are also very heavy on repetition. My jokes are also very heavy on repetition. I'm still broke. I still ain't got no money coming on the horizon. It'll come eventually. The government grant office for BAföG Amt will come through eventually one day. But I really shouldn't, but I have been considering getting takeout sometime soon, just because I'm tired of eating pasta and having to do my dishes. I've been executive dysfunctioning on the dishes. I have managed to do my laundry, but I haven't folded up yet. So, but that's something I'll have to sort. But it should work, really. I'm just starting to think I could be parked illegally, but I'm not. Well, for now, I'm not parked. I'm just halting for the next 7 minutes, and then I'm happy to park here. I had earlier considered parking somewhere where it's just for electric vehicles during charging, but till 1800. But that depends on the reading of the signs, and I deem it highly likely the signs are to be read the legal way, which is not always the case with signage in Germany. Which means any additional constraint sign only applies to the one directly above it. And the highest of them applies to the main sign, assuming it's immediately below. Otherwise, it doesn't apply to nothing. In this case, it was electronic vehicles during charging, and the next one below was time window, and you need a parking disc then. So I'm fairly confident here is the correct legal reading of only electric vehicles are allowed to park here. Oh, and in this time window, they're only allowed to stay for this many hours with a parking disc. So I didn't risk it. Odds are there ain't no enforcement, but I couldn't in good conscience know I'm doing it dodgily. So here I am, I guess. Found another parking spot, which I was really surprised how much space I have to fit into. At least optically, I thought I might have to climb out the window to get out. But I can open my door to like the first lock position and not worry about it. Like the first mechanical spring-loaded position. First mechanically sprung position. Which is nuts, because this was going to be a tight spot. And this big car, admittedly. It's 5 meter 39.8 millimeter. let's just do it in millimeters all the way. Fuck decimals. It's 5,398 millimeters in length, this car, which means it's a fucking ship to maneuver. And I was pleasantly surprised to find that I got in here with just a 3-point turn. Well, 3-point parking, I guess. There's a orthogonal to the road, so the road run in front of me. It's rock solid. Like, to get out, I'll probably need 3 points as well. But it's legal, so I'm happy. And it was the first time I'd driven by here. It was available right away. Because around here, a lot of people do want to park up around this time. It is actually quite hard to get a good spot. And I did. Woohoo! I guess that's the idea, if there's always someone leaving. Who knows? Someone could have been parked here and left by just seconds before I turned around the corner. Wouldn't know. And this whole area is reduced traffic area, or theoretically rested traffic areas, I guess the best translation. It don't work because legal terms, but still. In German it's ein verkehrsberuhigter Bereich, which means vehicles and pedestrians count equally. Pedestrians are welcome to walk on the road because there is no road in such a sense. There still is pavements, which are exclusively for pedestrians, but there is no road, or everyone is allowed on the road. And cars are only allowed to drive walking pace. Depending on who you ask, it could be anywhere between 5 and 15 kilometers an hour. In driving school, you learn 7 kilometers an hour, so I was on the safe side and I was doing approximately 6. And 6 happened to be comfortable with my gearing, I'll admit that much, so yeah. That worked out. I ain't eaten all day, and I think I'm just going to do something irresponsible and have a sandwich and some waffles at the board game place. They are fairly affordable. It's not exorbitant pricing. So, it's not as bad as takeout economically, but it's still not great economically considering I ain't got money coming in. But I'll manage. That's a nice thing. The universe works in mysterious ways. I'm not at the point where I've got to worry about not being able to pay next month's rent, so that's all set. I am, however, going to buy fewer smokes when I cross the border once again on Saturday to tank up. This mic don't have a pop filter, but hopefully it's not too bad. Yeah, my humour a lot of the time is based on repetition. Did I already say that? It's crazy. I'm actually able to have a decently good time just by myself, talking to myself. I'm fucking crazy, man. Lock me up already, will you? Yeah, so anyways, I gotta get going. Stay safe. I hope you two can entertain yourself and have a good time with just yourself. If not, I hope you're having a good time with someone else, perhaps. I don't know. Stay safe. Cheerio.